First tonight, several new police reports reveal new details in the death of 2-year-old Colton Turner, and KXAN has uncovered even more. Investigators filed a search warrant today seeking access to the Facebook account of Colton's mother, Megan Work. Austin police say they are specifically interested in photos that appear to show Colton with several bruises, which may indicate he suffered continued physical abuse. Detectives tell us those injuries are why his mother and her boyfriend, Michael Turner, did not seek medical attention for Colton when he started having a seizure, afraid he would be taken away from them. Instead, Work and Turner are accused of taking Colton to a motel where he later died. A lot of people are wondering how the State Division of Child Protective Services didn't do more to protect little Colton. KXAN investigator Robert Maxwell has been looking into that part of the story. He's here now live.
Well, Shannon, we went to Cedar Park today for answers from a senior police official there. Police Chief Sean Mannix tells me he learned investigators from the State Division of Child Protective Services had at least one open abuse case against Megan Work, but state workers, he says, couldn't find her. A search warrant affidavit for Work's Facebook, the one Shannon mentioned, confirms at one point CPS staff had been advised of photos Cedar Park police first saw last week, and they show injuries to Colton's back and face. Police also confirmed state agency staff were at the site of that shallow grave in southeast Austin where Colton's body was found last Friday. But CPS staff continue to say very little other than they're working with law enforcement. Now, last week, before handing off the case to Austin police, Cedar Park's Chief Sean Mannix was at the gravesite as well. Today, we visited with him near the memorial to Colton that's appeared by Cedar Park's heritage tree.
Yeah, I was there at the time that the body was recovered, and I'd be lying if I told you it wasn't one of the more emotional days of my career.
What ran through your soul at that point?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm a parent. I've got 4 kids, so I mean, you immediately, think about the poor kid himself and what kind of life did this kid have.
Chief Mannix also questioned why no one turned over those photographs of Colton's injuries sooner. And Shannon, the affidavit also notes that the wounds were in various stages of healing, indicating ongoing abuse.
All right, Robert, thank you very much. We are posting Robert's entire interview with Chief Mannix on KXAN.com. And based on feedback from our KXAN viewers, we know many of you are wondering what can be done to encourage parents to get help for their children who are victims of abuse. Investigators say Colton's mother didn't take him to the hospital because she was afraid he would be taken away from her. Well, the Center for Child Protection says many times the first step is going to an agency like theirs and admitting you need help. The center says if a parent comes to them with a child who's been abused, they are legally bound to report it, and that is true of anyone else who may know about abuse. Many times this prevents someone from coming forward.
What's going to happen to the child? What's going to happen to me? Not knowing what may happen once an investigation starts makes people very uncomfortable.
Well, if you know a child who is being neglected or abused, we have information on our website about who you should call. Just go to KXAN.com and find this story. Both Megan Work and her boyfriend Michael Turner are charged now, but neither of them with murder. Tampering with evidence is the charge against both of them. In this case, the evidence is Colton's body. Murder charges could be forthcoming against one or both. If no manner of death can be proven, though, it might make a murder case difficult. But legal expert and former prosecutor Mindy Monford says that might not stop prosecutors.
I think that's always a possibility. However, it sounds like right now you're getting so many inconsistencies on the stories that they still might go forward, even if they don't necessarily know the actual cause of death.
Tampering with evidence involving a human body carries a sentence between 2 and 20 years in prison. If murder charges are filed, this case could become a capital case because of Colton's young age.